guys, this is Tina from Shabbydabbydoodah. Welcome back to my channel. So I'm here with my glue book folio that I have been working on again. And what I've done now, I have cut out all my, you know, fussy cut pieces from my glue book favourites number 4. And I also printed them in 2 to a page size. So I have like a bunch of smaller versions as well, which are, you know, super fun and cute to use too. So that's a little option for you if you've purchased them. You can always print them 2 to a page or even 4 to a page. Obviously 4 to a page, they'd be pretty tiny, but you know, that's another option. Let me just raise my tripod up slightly, so hopefully we're going to get everything in. So that's those anyway. So I have plenty of bits to play with. Now, if you joined me last time, we had just created this page here, which I absolutely loved how it turned out. And we were then playing around with this side and wondering, you know, what to do here. So I've got my pieces all kind of there roughly. And then I also had this page that we used on the other side, which has got all these window images, and I thought this was rather a nice image, so I'm going to just cut this out because we might just use this somewhere as well. So just chop that down. Oh, it's really chilly here today. Just, yeah, very, very chilly. So hopefully my little lamp that's on beside me will actually warm me up a bit, because I'm up here in the loft, you know, that's been converted, obviously, not just as it was. I'm going to actually, oh no, I was going to say I'm going to bin this, but that's quite a nice window, so I'll hang on to this yet again. Yeah, because I'm up in the loft, it does warm up very quickly once the lights are on, so hopefully this is going to, you know, get warming me up soon, so, because I'm pretty chilly at the moment. Right, so I'm just wondering about taking this piece out. So this is a flip down, if you didn't see before, and it's on that food coloured paper, and I'm wondering about sort of layering up a couple of pieces here, and I've got these pieces here. So that's kind of quite nice, isn't it? Now, just wondering if I put this on here instead, then I could have this as a little pocket. So let's just see. Right, I made the mistake of painting my nails just before I switched the camera on. So I'm now covered in pink nail varnish because I've obviously already given up being patient and now got it everywhere. So yeah, not really a good look. I'm just too impatient. I can't be bothered to wait for it to dry. Okay, let's have a look. I mean, I don't know really whether I need this here or whether the window is kind of enough. Yeah, it's hard to know kind of how to balance it out sometimes, isn't it? I'm thinking maybe something green to tie it in with this. So I have got my roses, which actually, you know, would tie it in really nicely, obviously, to this page. So I think I might go with those. Now, do I want to have this right at the top of the flip down? I think it perhaps looks better up there without a gap. So let's start, you know, committing to this, shall we? Because otherwise I could just be here, you know, for ages, keep moving pieces around. So I just find it, I know I've said this 100 times before, I find it so much easier once I've actually committed to something. You know, I find it much easier, because all the time I keep moving things around, it, you know, kind of, I've got nowhere for the page to build from, if that makes sense. Whereas once I get one thing down, it's going to then be easier to build everything else around the thing that's actually sort of fixed onto the page. So just move those down, and that's now stuck at the top of this flip down, if you see what I mean. So just go around that with my dry wipe and get all the excess glue off. Check it's not seeping out behind. Okay. Okie dokie. And then this was one of those Kaisercraft pieces, and the window. We've got the hand which I do really like. Thinking that there. So this rose, because I quite like how that rose then ties it together. Fall in love with moments. We want to kind of have that up there. Now, do we want a strawberry? Let me just have a look. Now, I've also got those stamps which I brought along last time. So let me see whether I might like a, whoops, postage stamp. Oops, they're like stuck together with glue threads. So, I mean, that's quite nice because it's that lovely, gorgeous green. Just have that sort of there. Let's just move these out the way. I'm kind of thinking, I mean, I love the striking look of this black. So, although I took the black off, I may like it back. Which actually, I've got my new black words. So, let me just grab those because they may be quite good on here. Because I didn't necessarily want something as big as that. So, let me just grab my black words. If I can find them. Hold on. Oh, what have I done with those? Right, here we go. So I've got my black words here. Now these are just, if you haven't seen these before, they're the same as my other words, you know, my words download, but they're obviously on black, and there's also a brown sort of tone sheet. If I just pull that in and show you, I'm not going to be using this one, but like that. So they're just, you know, quite nice alternative. And you know, I mean, I know I've talked about it before, but I absolutely love always the appearance of black. It just looks so dramatic. So this I just thought was a really nice addition, to just have some black background sort of words with the white font, to just have a different look on some pieces. So just cut this one out. This, I love this little saying, if you find yourself in the wrong story, write a new one. I love that. So that just balances out then the black from this page and brings it in over here. So yeah, I definitely really like that. Now I'm wondering whether we could have that. I mean, if I were really clever, I would probably be able to cut his fingers and actually tuck that in. I don't think I'm probably that clever. Let me just have a look and see whether there's a sort of quick and easy way of doing that. Because for me, they would be very fiddly with a craft knife to cut the edges. So what I'm thinking, and this might work, I might just muck it up completely, but if I go in here and then just cut around, it's a bit annoying because I'm cutting the wrong way, so I can't really see his fingers, but like that. Okay, how cool is that? So he's now holding that logo where he was holding obviously the advert. He's now holding, well, not logo, sorry, they're saying, oh gosh, this is too fiddly for me today. Right. Okay. Yeah. So that's like super cool, isn't it? So I'm just going to trim this down slightly at this end. Like that. And then do we want to make it smaller? That's the question. Let's have a look. Again, tuck it there. Wondering whether I want to trim it down a little bit more. So I might just trim a little bit more off the top. Like that. I'm not going to trim this end because of course his fingers are over there, so you know, I may end up going in and chopping off half the writing. Yeah, I like it like that. So do I need to trim those fingers in slightly more so it's actually flush with the edge of here? Do you see what I mean? So I'm going to just take them down slightly more. Oops, like that. so that I can take this right in like that. Okay, so that looks better. Right, okay, I felt like I was doing a sort of complicated operation or something there. Okay, so let's now glue this down. And I'm going to tuck it in here under his fingers, like that, and okay, let me just go, right, so that's tucked right in, flush with the like original piece, which you can obviously still see behind, which, you know, I quite like that. So we just then glue that down. Okay, do I need to glue those fingers? Yeah, probably need to just touch a little bit of glue here on the very ends of his fingers, so it's then attached here. Okay, so I love how that looks. That is just so cool, isn't it? Right, let's pull this back now. So we've got the green stamp, we've got the window, we've got the fall in love with moments sentiment, we've got the hand, we've got the rose. I wonder whether he could also be holding the rose. Not working that well, because of course then it would be overhanging the pocket, but oh, I should have thought really and put that tucked in as well, but never mind. I wonder whether I should have it down there. Oh, decisions. It's hard, isn't it, to lay things out sometimes and make them look, you know, just right. Don't really, no, I don't think that's quite right. I mean, do we like this here? Do we think that's the right piece on here? I wonder whether it's a bit black and white, whether I need to ink that up. Now, I haven't really inked any of this up in here, so it's hard to decide whether to actually start inking or not. I can't decide. This is just so hard to make a decision sometimes. Wondering what else I could have there. I'm just sort of looking around on my desk and seeing whether I've got anything else that would be ideal. I have got, oops, down beside me, I've got this vintage advert here for these vintage cars. Let me just cut those out instead. Just in case these would work better. Let's just have a look. I'm still wondering whether this is just going to be a horrible fail. Oh, that's just too big, look. Massive on there. Yeah, I'm still wondering whether this is just going to be a bit of a, you know, why did I start this project? Because, you know, I just wonder whether it's going to not really manage to come together very well. I mean, it's kind of better without the window, isn't it? Which that's just such a shame, because of course I really wanted to have the window in there. Right, let's have a look and see whether I've got anything else. I'm trying to do like an eclectic mix of stuff. So I don't want to necessarily just pull in yet another thing from that same old children's book that I've been using, because that just feels really boring. But equally, if I can't make anything else work, then I might just have to do that. Let's just pull in again my Victorian adverts, and actually I've got a couple of pages already torn out, I think. Oh, maybe I haven't. Oh yeah. Oh yes, it's here. Sorry, I've been working on other things in between this, so it's hard to keep track of where I've put everything, you know, for different projects, for different videos. Right, I'm wondering whether this one, so let's cut this one out. This might just work a little bit better, to be honest. I don't know. It might look absolutely rubbish, but we'll see. It's all just about, you know, trial and error, isn't it? And having fun in the process, you know. No right or wrongs. I mean, so long as it takes on quite a nice look in the end, that's the main thing, isn't it? Oh, now that to me just looks a lot better. I don't know why, but for some reason that other picture just wasn't really working for me. So yeah, I'm going to go for this. So let's just glue this one down. Okay. Okay. Oops. Now just untucked that postage stamp completely. Okay. Just glue that down. Put that tucked in there like that. Now, I did have it sort of off to an angle. I probably keep it square, I think. I've got pretty much everything else square, I think. So, except for the butterfly, actually. Right. Now playing around with this, deciding which way round to have this. It's just, you know, you want to get things right, don't you? I mean, we could have it like that. I think that kind of flows okay, actually. Although, you know, strange because I wouldn't have necessarily thought of that in the first place. But let's just pop this one down here. So we want it kind of like at the edge, like that. Okay. So just press that down with my, again, the dry wipe. Okay, right, like how that looks. Now, this here. And definitely it kind of needs breaking up, doesn't it? So, you know, something sort of more colourful in there. So I like the rose, definitely. Then we've got the moments there. And then let me just have a look and see what else I've got. So I've got some of these which I cut tiny, you know. I've got this soldier. I had a bit of an accident with his leg. But I'm wondering whether he might be quite fun on here somewhere. Oh, he is quite fun. Let me just check. Did I use him already somewhere? I can't remember, to be honest. Oh, sorry, my tummy's rumbling now. I haven't had my breakfast yet, so yeah, I might have to stop in a minute and go and get my breakfast. Right, I'm going to pop this with moments right down the bottom, and I quite like that because they're then, you know, opposite ends of the flip. So, you know, that seems to then just go. Okay, so pop that down there. Now, do I want to bring this actually down, or was it all better up there? I think either is nice, to be honest. Let me stand up and look down on this. Yeah. Just bring it back up. I don't mind either way, funnily enough. I think either would look nice. I'm thinking, you know, this way we get more of the blue showing, which I guess that's quite nice, isn't it? I'm just going to now cut where I've obviously had the accident with his boots. Just going to sort of cut here. His boot may fall off, but I think it's going to be okay because I think it's going to actually be tucked behind the hand. And this was a smaller one. This was one that I did on the 2 to a page. Right, let's put him there. So I can get rid of that because he's now just, what's his name? Napoleon. Yeah, Napoleon. My mind's gone blank now. Am I quoting right? Is it Napoleon who had the one leg? I don't know. Oh gosh, this is just horrible. I probably will watch this back and be horrified to think that I've quoted a famous historical figure and got it completely wrong. It's always a bit nerve-wracking when you're on camera because you say things that ordinarily you wouldn't even think twice about. And then when you say them and you know they're going to just be there forever, you start to doubt yourself and think, oh no, have I said something really silly now? Right, okay. Oops, there we go. So we've got one leg. What's that other thing? I can't remember. Long John Silver? I don't know whether that's, yeah, I might be making that up completely, I'm not sure. But I feel like there's a character called Long John Silver or something who also had one leg and a parrot. I don't know whether I've made that up. I possibly have. Right, okay. So we've got all of those bits and bobs. Just checking whether I want anything else. Maybe something from a book or something. So again, let me just now pull in, I will pull in that nursery rhyme book and just see whether we might like some words or something from the nursery rhyme. So here I've got like the contents or the index. So let's see whether I've got anything that would kind of just pick up here. So I mean, this is a bit discoloured, but it's okay. We could have Dr. Foster went to Gloucester. Was this Mary Mary? Was that Mary Mary nursery rhyme? I can't really remember now. Let's cut a couple of these out. Again, they might look rubbish, you know, just literally just trying out things here. So get rid of that. Just thinking, do we want this here somewhere? Or do we want something over here? So let me just check which, we've got Old King Cole, hot cross buns. Okay, no, none of those. Let's see, we had, where was that? Dr. Foster went to Gloucester. For some reason, that's calling me. Not that he looks like a doctor, obviously, but yeah. He's the one-legged military doctor. Oh, right, okay. Just bin that. So I'm just wondering whether we could have this anywhere. Dr. Foster went to Gloucester. Let's chop this down. So if we had Dr. Foster went to Gloucester, what about if we had it there? And then we have the, let's take off the Mary Mary. It's kind of quite cute, isn't it? I might do that, yeah. I mean, I know that's weird because clearly he's not Dr. Foster at all, but let's just pop that on because, you know, we're just having some fun here putting all different things on. So we've got like the most interest that we can have on the page. So let's just pop this down. Oops, I've now put that too high. Now I need to sort of move that down. Oh, luckily the glue's not glued yet, not dried yet. So just bring that down a bit. Okay, Dr. Foster went to Gloucester. Then we've got our military Napoleon-y person. Okay, and then we're going to have our rose here. Now, do we need anything else with some red? Got some strawberries. Yeah, weird, isn't it, having strawberries on there? But hey, you know, we've gone weird already. We're calling him Dr. Foster. Oh, don't really want to be that weird. Let's just cover her face up completely. I mean, weirdly, I quite like those strawberries there. I know, just bizarre because they have no place there. But for some reason, they do just look nice because now I've moved them. This just looks really boring. So let's put those on. Okay. Yeah, I think really with the glue book things, you know, it's just about having the most interest that you can have on the page, isn't it? So, you know, by any means. And things don't have to be the same theme at all. They can just be a whole mishmash of stuff, can't they? So we've got that there. Then we're going to bring our hand here. Now, just want to place the rose. Don't want to cover up the whole of that sentiment. So kind of like that, I'm thinking. So probably need to probably put the hand down first, I think. Oh, I wondered what that was. That's the obviously back of that label, isn't it? So yeah, just threw me. I saw that and I thought, what's that? But it's the back of that word, isn't it? So right, let's okay, right. Okie dokie, so we're going to just pop that down like that. I had this horrible feeling I'd stuck it down now with his torn off leg showing, but no, luckily it's all covered. Oh, well, it's one thing tearing off his leg, it's quite another thing having it actually severed, the severed part on the show, isn't it? So, right, let's have that there, like that. Okay, so press that down. And I've still got enough of the text here just visible to be able to work out what that's saying. So, okay, right. So that's our flip down. So, I mean, obviously, you know, we're then going to have all sorts of things going on here underneath the flip down as well. So it's, you know, got a lot, you know, a lot going on here, but it's going to have a lot more going on underneath. So I'm thinking I'll go across to here before I come to the, you know, the flip down, the underneath of the flip down. And last time I think we just balanced out, you know, a couple of these bits from the book as well. So let's have a look and see how we want it all to be. So I might go and get breakfast and then come back to this. Right, that's better. Always better once you've eaten, isn't it? So while I was just quickly eating my breakfast, I decided to put this word here. It just brings in a bit more of that black, you know, black and white sort of striking effect, I think. So, and the word growing is quite nice with Mary Mary, isn't it? Because of course she was growing her garden. I can't remember actually whether that was what that nursery rhyme was, but I have a feeling it was. So that's that. Now, what I thought was actually complete U-turn is I'm going to do here instead. I'm going to work my way across. And again, you know, sometimes it's just good to sit and sort of really digest what you're doing, isn't it? And I thought I'm going to, I think, use these here with not too much else under here because I don't want it looking too cluttery. So let me move this up a little bit. Obviously I'm struggling to fit it in on the camera. If I raise it too much higher, you won't really be able to see very, you know, clearly what we're doing. So hopefully this will be fine. Now, I'm just having a look because obviously, you know, this pocket is not this full width, if you see what I mean. So it would be better to be able to find a piece that's going to fit a lot better in there. I've got this one here, which, you know, size-wise it's going to fit a lot better. Okay, let me just chop this down. Yeah, I'm not sure really as I'm finding that this was such a good idea, to be honest, this this lap book. It's seeming a little bit beyond me, but you know, it's all good fun. Right, so if I chop this down here, because I don't mind having a bit of room, and I'm going to chop it across there, and then we'll just see how much more needs to come off. Okay, so if that's there, right, I'm going to cut along the top, get rid of that piece there. Okay, I still don't think that's going to fit on, but okay, so I need to now get rid of, unfortunately, all of this piece, which I really quite like, but never mind. So I just go along, just along that bottom piece, like that. Okay. Right, again, I'm just going to stand up and sort of look down on it. I mean, you really do get such a different perspective, but do you see, I mean, I quite like, you know, behind there, I quite like that it's just like this rather than too busy. Now I'm thinking I really should have covered this one before gluing these two pockets together. So yeah, hindsight is a wonderful thing, as they always say, but let's just see how that would look. So if I have this here, so I'm just going to trim this off at the bottom because it's really not very straight at all. Okay, right, just check if that looks better. Oh, I might have made it worse. Oh, hopefully that's a bit better. Right, let me just now, so I might have to come in slightly at the edge, only because otherwise I think it's going to get crumpled, you know, when it folds in. Sometimes then it can just sort of crumple up the edges if it's too close to the edge. So right, I'm going to have it like that. So again, we'll just glue this down, so all around there. Okie dokie, pop that down. Right, dab that off with my dry wipe. Okay, so that looks really nice. I really like how that looks. Now, I've just tucked this in here because I just wondered whether we could have this up here. Obviously, because as I say, I have glued those pockets down, so it's a bit of a shame because she's not going to be flush now with the one beneath, unless I peel it up a little bit, and then I would be able to get her completely stuck to the edge, which, you know, that maybe would look better. So let's just have a think. If I have her here with a little gap at the top, see how that looks. Well, I don't mind how that looks folded, it looks fine. Obviously I would want to put something here, so again, let's just see what we've got and what we can, you know, just fill this space. Not that. Okay, so let me just have a look through my little glue book pieces. I mean, obviously a kind of square piece would be pretty good. I've got that, it's huge. I'm thinking that might be kind of nice to have as a flip up. Right, let's hold fire with this piece. I'm getting carried away and I've not yet decided how to have the pieces that are already there. So yeah, I just need to stop thinking ahead, really. So let's have a look. I'm just, again, still rifling through these pieces. So I mean, actually this would look quite nice as a flip. Again, I'm doing it again. I can't help myself. Right, let's have a look. I just, yeah, I don't know what to put here unless we have a postage stamp or something. Again, I mean, the green is quite nice, isn't it? And perhaps we need a red or... Right, let me just bring in my red stamps. Actually, I did sort out a couple of red stamps and left them here on the desk the other day. So with a bit of luck, I've still got them floating around. Okay, so I've got that on there. Thought I'd dug out a couple. Let me see. No, that's another green one. I don't really want the red and the green together because they just look a bit Christmassy then. Oh, come on. But you know, I thought I'd dug out a sort of slightly larger red stamp, and now I can't see it for the life of me. It's probably just here buried or got tucked in amongst the die cuts. I'm just quickly rummaging through. No, can't see it. Oh, that's annoying, isn't it? Because I dug out, you know, what I sort of felt were quite nice bright red, because some of them are quite dull down reds. So I thought, oh, they'll be just perfect, but no, I can't find it. Okay, well, never mind. Okay. So obviously the postage stamp not really big enough, so it's not doing a lot on there, is it? Mm-hmm. Oh, I can't decide now what to do there. Let me just have a look and see whether I've got any other bits literally kind of laying around, so as I'm not sort of taking up too much more time, that would just fit, you know, perfectly on here, so that then I could just use those instead. And of course, no, I'm now not got any that are just the right size. So I'm going to rummage around to see if I've got anything else just floating around that, you know, just calling to me saying, oh, I'd work perfectly. Let's have a look through those Tasercraft pieces again. So I mean, it's so annoying, isn't it? You have all these bits, but the just odds are you've never got quite the right piece. No, too big. Right, now I'm thinking maybe I've got one of my numbers that would be just the right size. So let me just have a quick look in there. And I've got these die cut numbers now, which they're kind of nice as well. Let's have a look. Oops, sorry, just knocking things over. No, I still can't see anything that's really just putting me, or, you know, calling to me that it's going to be just right. This is so annoying. I've got this butterfly. Could cut that in half. And we could have that there. Right. Hold on. So I've got those big blue butterflies. Let me just pull in one of those. So I've got oh gosh, even they're now tucked in amongst each other. Right. So now I'm thinking this one maybe, because of course then, you know, this is then matching the others. I could even have it so it's bending. I don't know whether it's just likely to get damaged, if you see what I mean. You know, when the piece is folded a lot, you see, then it doesn't fold nicely. So that, yeah, that's possibly not going to be great like that. So what I'd probably be better off doing is actually cutting it down. So if I just cut it off here and have it just kind of tucked at the edge like that. Yeah, I think that works a bit better. Now I haven't inked up anything at all on here, but I am going to just ink up just that edge of that butterfly. I actually cut these with my Scan and Cut, and it sometimes just leaves, you know, where it's quite sharp when it cuts them, it just leaves a bit of a sort of white sort of tone. So we'll just get rid of that. Okay. Yeah, I quite like how that looks. Right, got there eventually, didn't we? It took a long time. So let's just glue this piece down. Okay. So this piece is just tucked as close as I can get it to that edge. And then up, kind of at the top, like that. Okay. Just wipe the glue. And then the butterfly we're going to have just here. Again, I'm going to put it as high as possible so that I can just have it literally on the very edge of that pocket. So right. Oops. Oh, come on. Okay. Right, so that's that piece. Okay. Yeah, I love how that looks. So I just need to kind of work out how to do this top piece. So I might come back and do that another time. I can hear everyone getting up downstairs, and my son, well, everyone is up, but my son had a friend stay last night, so I can hear them getting up, which obviously I should go down really. So yeah, I shall probably come back and do the next piece. So I hope that you like what we've done so far. I'm having a lot of fun with this, although I am finding this super challenging, and yeah, possibly bitten off more than I could chew, but I am really enjoying myself. So hopefully you may be inspired to do a glue book folio of your own. And yeah, thank you so much for watching. Hopefully see you again tomorrow. Thanks then. Bye.